Hello and welcome to my channel and to my first ever Flosstube. So I have tried doing a Flosstube many times in the past and recorded it and deleted it and things like that. So we'll see how this one goes. If you've seen this, then I've obviously posted it. So I will start off by telling you a little bit about me, and then I'm going to do a WIP parade and talk a little bit about my plans for 2023 as well. So my name is Becky, I am 32-year-old and I live in the northeast of England with my 3 children. Now, I can't remember exactly when I started cross-stitching. I've always been crafty. I've always done cross-stitching, knitting, crochet, sewing. I've always done a bit of everything. And I think probably 2019, I got back into cross-stitch properly, and I've kind of had breaks on and off since then. I kind of find one craft kind of always sits at the top, and at the moment and for a long time now that's been cross stitch, and kind of everything else is just below it, even though I do my other crafts as well when I get time. I have quite a demanding job, and obviously I work full time, so I don't get a lot of stitching time, obviously the evenings and then on a weekend. But I do stitch every day pretty much. It's currently the 22nd of December, so kind of the last couple of weeks I haven't got a lot of stitching done, just with everything that the busyness of Christmas brings, and we've had a lot of illness in our house. I've currently got my oldest son off school for quite a serious case of tonsillitis, so if you can hear banging, that'll be him, because he's upstairs in his room, which is just above where I'm sitting, which is kind of my office slash dining room slash craft room slash currently clothes drying room, because my tumble dryer is broke and I can't get an engineer out until January. So yeah, so I think what I'll do, I'm only going to show my cross stitch whips today, and I'm going to do a separate video with kind of my knitting and crochet whips in. But today's just going to be cross stitch because there is a lot of them. I think I might start with my kits, and then go on to like just other bits and pieces, and then I'll probably finish with my full coverage because there's the most of them. So I'm just gonna and I've already undipped dollar zippers, so I don't have to do them. So the first one I've got is Love Blossoms from Bothy Threads. Now this one was going to be a wedding present for my brother and my sister-in-law. They got married in July this year. Hopefully it may be that I get this done and give it to them for the first time. Well, I hope that's what I'm hoping. So far this is what I've done, and that, if you can see, is all metallic thread. So down to about here, this is all full cross, and I've just done the half crosses down here, and then I'll go back over and fill them in. And honestly, this tree is probably the only reason that I've never got this finished, because it's not a difficult stitch, other than the fact this is all metallic thread. And these whips aren't in any particular order. I'm just kind of pulling them out as I go. The next one is this one. This was the first cross stitch I got, I think, like I said, back in 2019. Got me back into cross stitch. Now I was going to pull it out while I'm talking, UFO this one, because if I show you, and by the way, I haven't ironed anything. I haven't got time to iron. Who wants to iron? So see if I can. I'm going to see if I've got something I can put behind. Actually, I'll just see if I can put this behind. So the heart, this, as far as I can tell, is right, but this is the counting's off, and I think looking at this bit I have actually already tried to pick it out, and I was going to UFO, but actually that's not a lot of stitches to take out. I could just pick it out and restitch them, so I might do that. And it is a DMC kit, so if I run out of the thread that's in the packet, I can just use the threads I've already got. So the next one, this is my newest kit that I've started. I said I've unzipped it and then I've re-zipped it. This actually, I think this one is actually out of print now. This is Victorian Charm, and this is a Dimensions kit. So that's what the finished pattern will look like. I don't think I've done very much of this one at all. I think I've only worked on it maybe 2 or 3 times. Yeah, that's all I've got done. So it's not, the lighting here is quite bright. If I hold it back up, yeah, that's all I've got done. Just that little bit, just there. I do want to try and work on this a bit more, but it's kind of like I will get everything. My plan is to work on everything next year. But obviously I will talk about that a bit more at the end. I haven't got a label on that bag, but I've got usually, so all my WIPs are in these bags, just off Amazon. They're quite cheap. And usually if I quick grab on, I'll have just like a label on for the fabric details and things, but obviously because this is a kit, it's just there. Oh, this one is Heritage Craft, and it's After the Walk. Now this looks so much like my dog, so much like my dog. I've got a black Labrador, but it does look, this stuff, it does look so much like my dog. I have got quite a bit of this one done. You can see that's part, I think that's part of the armchair. Yeah, that's kind of the start of the armchair. That was the centre, and then I've worked up. I'm just working on the dog. You can see his cute little face. Actually, I've only just noticed that when I've pulled that out of the pocket there, that you can actually see his face taking shape there. Right, so that is all the kits I had. So now I'm just going to go in. Oh, well, I'll just grab these 2. So I don't actually have cover photos for most of them, so I will, if I can work out how to add pictures, I will add pictures. I'm just trying to see. I don't think I've got. This one is the Dark Queen of the Earth, and I haven't done very much of this at all. Part 5 is coming out in January, and this is still part 1. This is on an Emerald. I think it is just called Emerald. From it's a Lakeside Needlecraft exclusive, which I think Fabric Fair makes it for them. So it's a printed fabric. But yeah, I want to try and work on that more. Obviously, if you follow me on Instagram, you already know I'm kind of doing Christmas stitching at the minute, so these aren't really getting touched. I would like to work on that more. And the next one is my Luna Mystica from Bella Filipina, and I absolutely love this pattern. It's my first ever Bella, and I love it. So this is really quite, this is a 32. The Dark Queen of the Seas is a 32 count even weave. This is a 32 count linen. So that is how much. So I started kind of up the top. I have done, it was my first ever goat beading, so I have got did a few little beads, mainly here so I could count down. My count was still off anyway. And the skin, let's see if I can get that close up. I did the skin 1/1, and the rest is obviously 2/2. I've only just recently finished the skin. I'm kind of now working down into her tail. Where am I going next? Go for these ones. This next one is a Frosted Pumpkin Stitchery, and it's Midnight Way. And this is on a 28 count even weave, and I don't even know if you're going to be able to see my start on this because I've started with the white. I think you can just make out there's a few little stitches in there. This is another fabric from Lakeside Needlecraft, Mystical Marble, and that was Peppermint Purple 2020 style, I think, which I decided just to UFO. And I like to say, I will try and find pictures of them all. Hopefully, fingers crossed, I'll be able to. The next one is another Frosted Pumpkin Stitchery, and this one is the Mysterious Halloween Town. This is 28 count even weave, again from, I think this is just a fabric fez, Cloudstone. It's just kind of like a, I don't know, like a creamy colour. So this, I'm working on the black. It's like this, I worked my way across. The edge of the pattern is around here somewhere. Yeah, around here somewhere. So I'm almost at the end of that. That's a 28 count even weave, 2/1, using all the called for threads. Next one is, I do have a picture of this one actually. It's Lakeside Needlecraft Feeling Wicked. This I got as a kit from Lakeside. So it's using the called for all calls for fabric floss. It's just, actually, it's not. It's obviously using 310, DMC 310, but I actually bought, oh, I don't see, I don't actually know if I've put it in here. Let me check. Oh yeah, I have. I actually bought the, I've never used it before, the glow in the dark DMC thread. This is another one that I've barely started. Just a tiny little start there, and that I believe is the top of the sea. And I love this orange, the Ada. Again, it's a printed one. Next one I have is Take Life with Sticky, that's from Stitch Rovia. I've got loose threads everywhere here, and that's my start on that. And this is actually, I think I might have quite a bit of this left when I'm finished. This is just a Zweigart, not 100% sure of the colour. It is a 32 count linen though, and it's stitched 2/2. I think I have another piece on the same linen as that, so I will let you know. This is another one with just a tiny, I'm doing the zips again, so I apologise for anyone. This is just on a random piece of Ada, which I think I worked out was an 18 count. This is Carolyn Manning Designs Spooktacular Halloween Garden Labyrinth, and I think I worked out it was kind of maybe, I definitely don't think it's a 4, I think it's roughly 16 count. It was just a complete random piece of Ada, but that's kind of all I've got done on that one as well. I'd really like to make some ones that I've just got a little bit of progress like that. I'd really like to make some more progress on them next year. The next one I've got is the Linen Thread Sal from 2020, and this is I think this is the same linen as the Stitch Rovia one. So yeah, this is 2020 Sal. I'm currently working on part 2. But yeah, that's that one. This is obviously also a 32 count linen, and this is why I don't do stitch alongs. Because 2020 and I'm still in part 2, which came out obviously February of 2020. This is my Long Dog sampler, and this is Death by Cross Stitch, and this is in Silks for You, I believe PR 148. It's kind of pinks and blues and purples. I'd really like to get some more done on this one as well. I'm kind of running out of space to put everything. Now all this stuff coming up next is going to be the stuff I'm currently working on. This is all kind of my Christmas stuff. So this one is Carolyn Manning Designs Winter Wonderland. This is on a 14 count Ada. It's stitched 2/1. kind of work out which. Ignore this blue bit. This blue bit was from something that I'd started and then. So I've got, it's very dirty, but this is how much I've got done. So this started in the centre and worked my way out. Try to make sure I fold everything up and put it back in. I'm going to put them to one side because this is what I'm currently working on. This one, Frosted Pumpkin Stitch with a Very Merry Christmas Town. It's on 28 count even weave 2/2 and it's stitched with all the called for colours. This is the same fabric as the Not Midnight Wear, the other one, the Halloween Town, I think. And this is how much I've got done on this one. This is actually, is it Gentle Arts? This is a Gentle Arts thread that I've done. The pink's the DMC and then it's Gentle Arts is the red. And that's what I was kind of working on first. So that's that one. The next one is Holiday Quaker. Holiday Pack. I really want to start the Halloween one of these as well. Lots of people I've seen stitch the Halloween one this year. But this is the holiday one. And obviously on here it says Happy Holidays. But I'm actually going to do stitch the version. It has the pattern in it, stitch the version that says Merry Christmas. Because we don't really say Happy Holidays. So this is on a 32 count, 2/2. And it's Vigat Silvery Moon. Why can't I open that up? So I started this in the top left corner, which is how I start most of my pieces. But I decided I wanted to work my way down and work across and do the Merry Christmas bit first, because then I can see what's what. I don't know why I didn't just start from the bottom left corner. My brain clearly wasn't working. I think I started this kind of after a long day at work. And my brain just obviously wasn't working. So I started at the top and worked my way down instead of just starting at the bottom. But this, I'm stitching this using all the called for Gentle Arts threads as well. Now this next one, I literally have no excuse for not having this one finished. I started this one in 2019, and it was one of the main pieces that got me back into cross stitching. I think I've seen someone had finished it on Instagram, and I was like, oh, I need that. I'm so close to getting finished, and when I'm spinning my wheel, I've kind of got a wheel with all my Christmas projects on. Sorry, I've got a wheel with all my Christmas projects on, and it keeps getting called. I'm like, the universe wants me to finish it. Even the universe wants me to finish this project. Let me just see if I can. I've got lots of hanging threads and but this is the Yule Reel sampler, and the pattern is by Susan Bates. So I've got this block I'm currently working on here, will say Listen for Reindeer, and then there's 2 more blocks underneath that I need to do. Now these 2 blocks here I managed to get, I did that one in one. So this, I was just working on this yesterday, which was the 3rd time it was called this month, because I'd done this the first time it was called, I finished this block the 2nd time it was called, and then I'm on this block here. But these little leave, they're a lot more stitching than that actually. They take a lot longer than what you would think. But yeah, that's currently the section I'm working on. I've done the little reindeers in the sleigh last night, and then I kind of put this one away for a little bit because I don't know why. Like, I love the piece, but I get so bored stitching on this one, and I don't know why. I used to think it was because it was a paper pattern, but there's loads that I work on from paper patterns, and I don't mind working on them. I don't mind working on kits. So I don't know. I'm not sure what my issue is with that one, but this one will 100% be a finish at some point next year. Actually, I'd like it finished before December so that I can put it up. And then the next one is, let me see, Atomic Tiki Pins, 12 movie nights Christmas sale. So I've started the tree, I worked myself around to the frame, and then this is actually the Grinch block. Now, I decided not to kind of do this as a stitch along. I only actually purchased it the day before I think the first movie blocks were released, so I had absolutely no chance of getting kind of it finished in time. But I also wanted to wait till all the blocks had come out so I can pick what I want on. I knew this one I started because I 100% knew I wanted the Grinch. The last blocks have just been sent this morning. I've just received the final patterns, so I'll probably work on this a little bit more. I'm just going to put it into my normal rotation. Right, so that's all my... I've just realised I've missed a kit. This is a Luca S kit and it's Lab's truck. And this is what I've got done on this one. So I've obviously counted up, worked the top, started from the top left corner. So that is that one. I absolutely love this one. This was just a new start at the beginning of December. So I love that one. I can go down like so. I have, this is just, I've never really done like kind of actual embroidery, so this was just a cheap kit off Amazon. Just that started. This is just a satin stitch up there. Just done a little, I've only done a little bit. I liked it. I just wanted to get this and give it a go. I thought I'd show it now while it's there before I move on to my full coverages. Right, so I've been and got my tablet so that I can show you percentages. Now, I won't be able to give you accurate percentages for all of them, because if you follow me on Instagram, you will remember my tablet died and I had to get a new one, but I hadn't backed up my progress for a while, so there's a lot of them that I haven't pulled out since that aren't kind of up to date. So I will tell you percentages on the ones that I can. So I'll start with this one first. Haven't undone the zipper on this one, so I will apologise. And something spilled on these, so I can't tell you. I should be able to tell you by. Let me just see. I need to work this out. It's happened on that one as well. So the bag like these was in one of the kids has managed to spill a drink. Yeah, right. I was right. So this one is. I can obviously show you these ones. Hopefully there won't be too much glare. This one is Cozy Christmas and it is a charted by Heaven and Earth. And the artwork is by Donna Gelsinger. And on this one I started in the bottom left and it's currently on 3,766 stitches, which is 0.86%. So this is a big one. It has a total of 440,450 stitches. So you can see I'm just in the, this is the first present on that one, and this is one of my favourite. I love working on this one. I'm always so excited when this one gets called. Oh, sorry, zipper. I did the zipper again. And the next one is Christmas House Large, and this is an artist chart. The artwork is, let me see. Tablet doesn't want to let me click on it. Yeah, so this is Christmas House 2 Large. The artwork is adapted from artwork by Steve Crisp, charted by Artsy, and this one is on 28 count. And then that's what this one is going to look at. I try not to look at this one too closely, kind of the picture, because I don't want to, I know this, there's loads of different little details in the house that I just think I don't kind of want to see, and I want to just notice them as I come to them in the house. So this one, I've done 1,705 stitches, which is 0.75%, and it has 226,290 stitches altogether. Now, I like to do my projects differently. So, see, if every project were just diagonal, I'd get bored. But diagonal is usually my preferred method. Now, this one, because this is on a 28 count and I'm doing 2 over 110, it's actually quite bulky. I'm thinking about, once I've done these threads, when I'm starting new threads, I'm thinking about going up to 1 over 1, because it is just really bulky. It's starting to feel really bulky. Now my backs are always a complete mess. Actually, that's quite good compared to some of my backs. But yeah, so that's that one. I'm not sure whether I said, but Cozy Christmas, that's also 2 over 110. A lot of my projects are, most of my projects will be 2 over 110. Right, so that's all like my Christmas stitching. That's everything I'm kind of working on like right now at the moment till the end of December. So for anyone that didn't follow me on Instagram, what I was doing is I created a wheel with all my Christmas projects in, and then I just spin the wheel every few days. I don't kind of have any set number of days, set stitches, set anything. Just every few days I would spin the wheel, see where we're at, and then stitch on that project till I got bored, till I completed a diagonal, till I completed a section, just whenever. And I'm doing that right through at the end of December. So this is my next one. This is my absolute favourite. Let me see. This is Tropical Treasures, charted by Heaven and Earth. Artwork is by John Enright. And this one is just, you'll learn all things the sea, all things the moon are just my, let's see if I can turn this around and get a better picture. There we go. This is just like me all over. The only thing that would make this better is if those dolphins were sharks. Or there was some sharks in it somewhere, because sharks are just mine. Now, this is how much I've got. So this is 12,625 stitches, and it's 2.39%. It's a total of 527,800 stitches in the completed pattern. This is my absolute favourite. I do love this one, and this is actually going to be a focus piece for next year. I'll talk about that obviously more when I discuss my plans. So this section here is a full page. These are just little, I wouldn't even say half, just under half these pages. That's obviously into the second page. So I think I'm going to finish this bit because I'm in it, and then I'm going to work on that page next when I next work on it. It's also got a needle sticking right through the fabric. I really need, I've started, actually, oh, I was just about to talk about this, so I might as well get it out. This is in a cross stitch magazine. It's to actually make like a needle holder, and I really need to get on and do it because everything's got needles in, and then I can't find needles when I want them because they're in my projects. I have to go through all my project bags, and it just gets rather annoying, to be honest. Let's see what's next. Oh, next one is Princess of the Sea, and this is mini, and it's a mini max colour. I've wrote mini max colour, that doesn't sound right. Oh no, it is mini Princess of the Sea max colour. This one's artwork by Donna Gelsinger and charted by Heaven and Earth Designs. And that's one. Oh, that one, look. That one. That's not picking that one up very well there. Yeah, that's better. I think it's Sarah Stitch Mummy is stitching this one as well. So let me see where I'm at. That's back to, this is another one with a needle in it. So that is my start on that one. This one is 737 stitches. It's 0.93%. I'm beginning to think I've restarted this one at some point because I'm sure I had more stitches than that. It's possible. Now this one, where's my... This is a 28 count, it's 1/1. I started at 1/1 full cross and then I've gone to 2/110. Tropical Treasures as well, that was 1/1 full cross, and I went to 2/1 full cross on that as well. 2/110, sorry, on that. I just prefer doing 10 stitch. I went through a thing of getting to 1% on my project. That's why I was confused and thought I'd never restart this, because I came across a colour that I didn't have as I was stitching. Sorry about that. Yeah, I came across a colour that I didn't have when I was stitching it, when I came wherever I'm at, which is strange to say the least, because I've kind of got a full, you know, that doesn't happen very often. Yeah, this next one is Rainbow Castle, Tracked by Heaven and Earth Designs. Artwork is by Ciro Marchetti. And this one is just, I love this one. It's just so full of colour. It's actually amazing. Keeps going a bit blowing out a little bit there. But again, this is another one where I'm trying not to look too closely at the details, because there's loads of little things that I think will pop out when we'll do it. Now, I've got a feeling this is one of the ones that I haven't updated in Pattern Keeper since my... No, because Pattern Keeper is saying I've done 96 stitches. Anyway, this has a total of 6,450 stitches. And this is how much I've done. So this is the bottom of the first page. So this one, I'm doing cross country. Kind of do a bit of everything. So I'm picking the first colour, working it down the column, working it back up the next column. Then once that thread runs out, picking the next one, working down. So I've actually got the first column filled in. And then I'm kind of working, I'll be working when I pick this up, I'll work my way down the second. But yeah, I just love this one. It's so full of colour. The next one is, I believe this is Chart and Creations. I will double check. And this is a snippet, and it's Westie watching Robin. Now this one will be a gift for my mum when it's done. Westies are one of my mum's favourite dogs. And that's the pattern there. So this one started, and I love the colours in this one as well. My extremely long thread. Now this one is stitched 1/1 full cross, and this is 28 count. Rainbow Castle's 2/110, and that's 28 count. Mini Princess of the Sea is also 28 count. See, a lot of these I started a while ago. I do prefer 25 count. 25 count 2/110 is my favourite. But yeah, this is 28 count, it's 1/1 full cross. It has a total of 78,880 stitches, and there's 983 stitched for 1.25%. The next one, what's this one? Oh, this is Caroline Manning Designs Pegasus, and it's one of the, I think it is the Shooting Stars collection. It's kind of all blues and purples and greens, turquoises. It's not, I don't think, no, that's probably about right for the colour. And my start on this is pathetic. And I think I didn't, the same colour that I need in Mini Princess of the Sea that I didn't have, I needed in this. This is on a 14 count Ada. blue one, but that's all I've got done on that. So that's obviously 2/1. A lot of these have been starts in like Mania and things like that, where I've just put a few stitches in, worked on them once and then just put them away, and either they've never called me, or when I've been using a wheel, like I've never, like it's never been selected. Yeah, so that one, Pegasus, it only has 85 stitches in. This is my only other mini here. This is on 25 count. It's 1/1 full cross. Let me get this. It might not be right on this one either. This is artwork by Randall Spangler, Chariot by Heaven and Earth Designs mini. Home is where the magic is, and it's the mini version. So that is what that looks like. Yeah, and this one is being stitched 1/1 full cross on 25 count. And that's kind of what I've got there. Let me see, is this... No, because that's currently only got marked down that I've done 185. Now, I found the only problem with my tablet breaking, it isn't the stitches, it's easy to work out. I've done like 4 or 5 diagonals. Great, mark them off. It's when you come to finding the park threads, I just have to hope and pray I've parked them in the right place. I hope and pray I've parked, yeah, just hope and pray I've parked them in the right place. So then I can look and say, well, that's parked 4 squares up and 2 across. Oh, so it should be this colour. Whether if it's that colour is where the issue comes in. I actually do need to sit and get them all up to date probably in the next couple of weeks before kind of New Year, because I kind of want to know on the 1st of January what percentage everything is, so I can work out how much percent I've done. Next one is my Once Upon a Fairy Tale. This one is Amy Stewart. Everyone knows this one, and I'm doing this one supersize max colour. Oh my goodness. I'm sure everybody has seen that one, but I will get the mock-up up. Oh, and that is what it looks like. I love this one, really love this one. Now, you will see my many attempts at starting this. I just couldn't. I was still a fairly new to full coverage one at the first couple of times I started it, and then this I tried to do. I think this I tried to do 2/110. Well, this is 32 count, so it was just too thick. So then I started again. It's 1/110. It's 1/110. It's 32 count. Now this one I was doing in blocks. I'm now doing it in diagonals. And again, it's not right on here, which is going to be fun to try and mark that one up, because the stitch is super tiny. Obviously, I have got some stitches in the next diagonal, so yeah, that's going to be a tricky one to mark back up. But I said to everyone when I posted about my Instagram, learn from my mistake, back up your progress in Pattern Keeper. Right, I will apologise now if the angle or anything looks different. I'm having to use my son's phone because the camera on mine is broke and his storage ran out, so I had to move all the video off and start again. So I think I was on showing this one. This is, I'll show you the pattern, Suicide Squad. And it's Harley Quinn. This is probably one of my favourites. And this is by PDF. It's chart created by Witchy Kit Designs. Now this one I think is another one. Yeah, it says I've stitched 0 on Pattern Keeper, which is clearly not true. This one is 28 count, and I started doing 1 over 1 full cross, but I'm now doing 2 over 110. Started in top left, and that's how much I've got done. And like I said, diagonal is my favourite. Sometimes I switch it up and do something different, just so I don't get bored. But yeah, diagonal is definitely my favourite. Zippers again. Then I thought I was missing a project then. I have noticed I'm missing one. I am missing Dark Queen of the Seas by Ottman Stitchery. Not sure where I've put it. It's somewhere. Haven't got loads done on it. If I can find a picture of it, I will put it in, if I can work out how. But yeah, right, this next one is from Artsy. The artwork is by, if I can get this, I've clicked on the wrong thing. The artwork is by Jan Patrick Krasny, and it's from Artsy. And this one is Unicorn Rendezvous, and that is what it will look like when it's finished. This one, funny story with this one. I started this one with plans to have it finished for my daughter's 5th birthday. She had her 6th birthday in November. Yeah, this one's right. So it has this is 25 count, and it's 2 over 110. I also have a massive bit of thread hanging there. There is 1,176 stitches, which is 1.03%, and it has total is 114,400 stitches in total. I love the colours on this one. Now I believe I restarted this. Yeah, there was my old start. Down in that bottom corner. So I have 2 more full coverages, and then that will lead me nicely. I'm gonna show this one. I'm gonna take the one off the bottom to show first, because the next one, the last one I'm going to show you, will work nicely to lead into my plans for next year. Right, this next one is Wish You Were Here by Artsy, and the artwork is by Royce McClure. Now this is probably my favourite pattern. Like sharks, I am obsessed with sharks in general, but especially great white sharks. And just look at this, it's literally my dream. This is just amazing to me. I absolutely love it. I've also seen, I think it's Amy Loves Toads doing, I think she's doing the crop version. But yeah, this is this one. Let's see where we're at. This is 1,513 stitches, 2.47%. It's got 61,200 stitches in total. So that is that one. That's Wish You Were Here. That's 25 count, 2 over 110. Of course. Now this is my last piece, and it's also my first ever full coverage. So let me just get this up. This is an Artsy pattern, and it is a mini. Where's it gone? So it's from Artsy, and the original image is Andrea Stockle cowl. I think that's probably not pronounced right. I'm not very good, but this is what it looks like. And this is called, it's called Twilight Tree, but it is this is the mini. And this is where I'm at on this one. This is the full size of the pattern. What's on here is the full size. So it's quite a small one. It's 15,000 stitches exactly in total. And I've done 2,252, which is 15.01%. Now I'm going to go straight into my plans for next year with this one, because one of my plans for next year is to finish this. Now I've worked out with the stitches I've got left, if I do 100 stitches a day, I could have it finished in just under 4 months. But I'm going to give myself 6 months to finish it, just in case there's days I don't feel like stitching on it, days I can't stitch on it, days I'm away, just days where I just don't stitch on it. I'm going to give myself about 6 months. If it doesn't get done in the 6 months, I'm not mad about it. Like, it is what it is. Like, if it doesn't get done. But I want that one finished next year. Good Treasures is going to be my focus piece. And I think before I kind of go how I'm going to stitch that, I need to kind of tell you my other plan, what my planned rotation is. So, on my phone, I have the Tiny Decisions app. I currently have 4 different wheels because I've got my Christmas wheel. But then I've got a full coverage wheel, a non-full coverage wheel, and a fancy ladies wheel. My kits, even if the full coverage, are in with the non-full coverage. So, every week on a Monday, 1 full coverage, 1 non-full coverage, and 1 fancy lady. And I'll work on them Monday to Sunday, spin the wheel on the Sunday night, start working on the next ones on a Monday. So it's going to be every Monday. But now, if you follow me on Instagram, you may have seen, I posted quite a few weeks ago now, that I have in my possession paid for 12 Heaven and Earth Designs patterns. So immediately my brain went, 12 patterns, 12 months, 1 a month. So that is what I'm going to do. I'm going to start 1 Heaven and Earth a month. It's not going to be on the first of the month. It's going to be on the first Monday of every month. I'm going to start a new Heaven and Earth Designs pattern. Since I posted that, I've gone through the 12 patterns I have, and there's some changes. So, and now, currently, I'll just get my little notebook. This has got my plans in for next year. So, I currently only now have 9 that I'm actually going to stitch. 3 of them I've decided I'm not that bothered about stitching, I'm not that keen on. I'd rather find another 3 that I like more. But yeah, the first Monday of every month, I'm going to start a new head. My fabric has just come today for January's. I don't like the fabric. I don't know how I've managed, but I've managed to buy, I thought it was DMC, but I'm sure I've had the DMC gridded fabric before. And it's come and it's 20 by 20 blocks. Not a big deal. I'll just work in 20, but I'll just fill 20 by 20 square. It's just annoying. It's just annoying. I'll just have to like be extra careful of my counting. The first one I'm going to start is the Amazing Animal Kingdom, which is an Amy Stewart pattern, which I actually already have loaded in at my pattern keeper, so I can show you what that one's going to look like. I haven't really decided what order I'm going to do them in. I might put them on a wheel and just roll, because I work out of a master set of floss. I don't kind of kit for every project. Not for full coverage, I work out of kind of a master set of thread. So all I need to get is the pattern. Not the pattern, all I need to get is the fabric. So I'm like, I could kind of roll a wheel and just order the fabric. But I'm not sure. But yeah, definitely 1 a month. But it's starting with this one, the Amazing Animal Kingdom bookshelf. That is going to get started on the first Monday in January. So then, as I was saying, Tropical Treasures is going to be my focus piece. So for the second week of the month, the second Monday, I Tropical Treasures will be my full coverage, and I will work on that for a week every month. So first week of the month is going to be New Start, new head start. Second is going to be Tropical Treasures, and then I've got another 2 or 3 weeks, depending on how long the month is, to stitch on whatever gets called. Tropical Treasures will still stay in my normal rotation as well, so it may be that I stitch on it twice in a month, for 2 weeks a month, maybe even more. It could get called every week, and I could stitch on it for like 3 weeks in a row. But that's kind of my plans. So then, let me just grab this. I am going to be taking part Teresa Little Stitcher. It's going to be, I think the hashtag is hashtag Teresa made me do it, Sal. And it's basically New Year, New Start, but fancy lady. I was already planning on starting this anyway, so I was like, well, I might as well join in. And this is actually now out of print. You can't actually, and this is Sleeping Beauty by Mirabilia. So that is going to be my New Year, New Start. And I've got, this is like art linen. Have I written down what colour it is? No, of course I haven't. But it's just kind of like a grey, like a very, and I can't fill this back up. It is just kind of like a very pale grey. So that is going to be my New Year, New Start. I then am going to take part in Fancy Lady February, which is the idea of Dawn Marie from DM's Crafty Vortex. Fancy Lady February. I currently have 2 patterns that I'm going to start. I have the patterns. I can show you one of them. This is Moonflowers. And the other one I have is Mermaids of the Deep Blue, which I can't show you because I don't have the cover photo, I just have the pattern. But they're the 2 that I've got. I've got fabric on order coming at some point. But that's 2 I'm going to start, and then I'm going to look at starting, so I think Dawn Marie said she's going to start 1 a week. And her friend Anna, who does the Flosstubes of it, and if you don't already watch them, I really recommend checking them out, they're great. And I think she's just going to do 1 because if I remember correctly from the last Flosstube video, Anna's never done a Fancy Lady. I could be completely wrong. So she was just going to stitch the one to see if she kind of likes stitching on it and things like that. So yeah, that's that. And I want to pick 2 more. My current thinking is that one of them will be a Joan Elliott and the other one will probably a Passion Ricomo. Probably pronouncing that wrong, but that's probably what another one. And then I'll have 1 more to find, and I may do another Bella. I may start another Bella. But that's that. I probably will also take part in Mania. But I have no kind of solid plans for that at the moment. And then what else? I really, really want to start Chatelaine next year. It's just kind of kitting it up, getting prepared, getting money saved and getting it kitted up. But yeah, I definitely think I want to start Chatelaine next year. So there's going to be a lot of new starts. 2023 is basically going to be a year of new starts, because no doubt there will be other patterns come up. Oh, Hawk Run Hollow. I also want to start Halloween at Hawk Run Hollow, and I think it's a year at Hawk Run Hollow. There's also a couple of the Cottage Garden Needleworks little sets that I want to start, but we'll see. We'll see. It's probably going to be a year of new starts. Probably not many finishes. Some of them, I'd like to get some of my smaller pieces and non-full cover pieces. Twilight Tree will be finished. Christmas Sampler will be finished. Maybe some more gets finished. But yeah, that's really my plans for 2022. And I think that's about it. not 2020, I've just said 2022, that's my plans for 2023. I think that's about it. So thank you for joining me. I'm not sure how regular these updates will be, if there will be any updates. I do want to do a one with kind of all my knitting whips in, crochet whips, things like that, and I'll probably do knitting, crochet, EPP and sewing all in one video, because it will still be a lot shorter than this one, more than likely. And then going forward, maybe I'll probably try and maybe do an update once a month. But obviously I've got 3 kids at home, I work full time, like it may not always be possible. But if you do, I will leave my Instagram handle in the description bar, so you can follow me on Instagram. I do post on there quite regularly. Feel free to message me and have a chat. I'm always down to have a chat with people. I love to talk. I love to talk to different people. So yeah, I'm gonna shut up now and stop going on and on. Anyway, I hope you all have a lovely Christmas if you celebrate. If you don't celebrate, whatever you celebrate, have a lovely time. Have a great new year. And just, I hope 2023 is the best stitchy year for all of you.